Hey, hey, hey. Hello, replay viewer. Welcome to the replay. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Monday. It is at the time of this broadcast, Monday, December 21st, 2020. We are almost done with this year. I am excited, not just to be done with the year, but just for what's to come because I operate from a space of expectation and waiting for the next set of good things that are coming for me. So I'm really excited. I hope you are too. I hope you're watching this, from a space of joy, whether you are by yourself or with your loved ones or whatever you're doing. I hope you are watching this from a space of active joy because that is what we need right now. So, if this is your first time here, hello, I am Mo James, and you are watching this on the Confetti Collective Facebook page. And the Confetti Collective, or you might be watching this on our YouTube channel. I don't know. But the Confetti Collective is a digital media platform that inspires and empowers women like you to take responsibility, take ownership, and take up space in your life. And I am Mo James, confidence coach and founder of the Confetti Collective. And I want to talk to you today, tonight, this evening, about the characteristics of a confident woman, specifically for 2020. Okay. And we're having this conversation at the end of the year as we are getting ready to welcome in 2021 and recognizing that 2021 actually technically is the first year of the decade. Like 2020 ending in zero was the year of the reset. So 2021 is the first year of whatever the new thing is going to be. So I'm excited to have this conversation with you. I'm excited to kind of share some of these takeaways with you. And I hope you will write them down, take a picture, capture them however you need just so you can make sure that you are setting yourself up to do all the things that you are called to do in the new year. So I've got 5 characteristics of a confident woman that I want to share with you, and then I'm going to get out of here. We are not going to be here long, okay? So the first characteristic of a confident woman is she prioritizes authenticity in herself. Because this is what I know. You can't control anybody else. If you are watching this and you are a parent, then your children have proven that to you over and over and over again. You can't control anybody else. You can give them advice. You can tell them what to do if they're your children, but they still have to make the choice whether they want to listen to you. So all you can do in this confidence growth journey process is control yourself. So the confident woman prioritizes authenticity in herself. And when I say authenticity, simply put, I mean not needing the external approval of anybody to feel good about your decisions and your actions. That's it. You don't need the approval of anybody. You don't need anybody, other people to co-sign or to pump you up or to tell you to go or the whatever to do all the things. You don't need any of that. You're good. You can rest in your decisions and in your actions because you know that you are doing what is best for you. That's the first thing. That's the first kind of qualifier. And the confident woman also prioritizes authenticity because when because she recognizes that knowing who she is outside of the job, the car, the house, the hobbies, the children, the spouse, the all of those things, she she knows that there is value in that person. There's value in the woman even without the car, even without the association, even without the whatever, without the external things. She knows what her value is. So, and she prioritizes that. That's the start of everything else that we're going to talk about. If you, the key is to get to that point of fierce authenticity so that you can rest in who you are as a woman and not be worried about what other people are doing, and also not get your identity wrapped up in external stuff. Because what happens when your identity is wrapped up in the job and you lose the job? Or what happens when your identity is wrapped up in, I don't know, some other external thing, and then the economy slides into a recession and you no longer can afford that thing? Like that's why getting to that space of clarity, of inner clarity, is so important, because those other things can change at any given time. And if who you are is wrapped up in those other things, then you will lose yourself when you lose those things. So, the first characteristic of a confident woman is she prioritizes authenticity in herself. The second characteristic of a confident woman is she knows and she values the character of the people around her. And what I mean by know, I mean she recognizes. She recognizes that a person's character is revealed in their actions and not necessarily in their words. Because it's real easy to say nice, flowery, socially appropriate words. It's really easy to do all those things. The confident woman recognizes that a person's character is revealed in what they do. And they also then can determine if that person or those people add weight to them or wings to them. And they can adjust accordingly. And again, they can do all of that. They can do this step because it's rooted in their authenticity and it's rooted in them knowing who they are. That's why this is so important. So Teresa says your identity is wrapped up in your children and they grow up and leave home. Exactly. Teresa has seen that with several of my friends the last couple of, exactly. Hey, Debbie, thank you for tuning in. Exactly. That's why discovering that piece, getting to that authentic knowledge outside of all those other things, that's why that matters. Because we all know of people that when the divorce happens, when the children move away, when the whatever, when life happens in all of these areas, women lose themselves. So authenticity, first characteristic. Second characteristic is she knows that character matters in others. She pays attention to what other people's actions reveal about them, and then she decides how to categorize those people in her life, whether based on what they add, weight or wings. And there's a whole broadcast I did about that like maybe 2 years ago. When I find a link, I'll share it. I'll post it in the caption, in the comments. But that's key, because we can't go through our lives alone, right? We are wired as humans to be in community. It's important. Or the confident woman can better discern who needs to be where in her community. She doesn't have walls up, she has a gate. And before you can get past the gate, you have to show yourself to be in alignment with what's going on this side of the gate. That's the second characteristic. The third characteristic of a confident woman is she is willing to rescue herself at the risk of others' opinions, which takes us right back to the authenticity piece. I feel like in this life, we got two choices. You can evolve or you can evaporate. You can grow and become and be on that journey of becoming, or you can stay in one place and become rooted in that place while the rest of the world grows and evolves and becomes, and then you slowly fade into irrelevance. Yourself, your being begins to evaporate because you don't know who you are anymore, because everything else around you has been evolving and you haven't. So the confident woman recognizes when it's time to reset, and she endures the process. She continues to explore herself because she knows that every part of the journey is going to reveal different treasures. And I'm not talking about like external treasures. I'm not talking about money or anything like that. I'm talking about that journey of self-discovery where she starts to learn more of who she is and rest in that. There's an ease that comes with that. With the freedom of knowing who you are in this season and having those things align. There's an ease that comes with that that is priceless. It is just priceless. So the confident woman recognizes that she's going to have to, the time will come where she will have to rescue herself from status quo, maybe do something different, and she won't be worried. She won't be burdened by what other people are thinking about it because she knows why she's doing it. That's a better way to say that. That's the third characteristic. Did I ever tell y'all the story about how I stole this cup? This was like a long time ago. I stole this cup from a restaurant in upstate New York when I was a junior soldier, and I still have it. I'll tell y'all, that'll be a different story for a different time. Shenanigans. Shenanigans in my youth. Anyway, the fourth characteristic of a confident woman is she creates a system of self-care. Let me tell you why this matters. So listen, I know when we have this conversation about self-care, there's levels to this conversation about self-care, right? And I understand that for some women, the idea of self-care is really shaped by what we see on TV and on social media, and what is presented isn't your jam. Like, you're not going to be going to the nail shop every week. Listen, I don't do that. You're not going to be doing these things. So it creates that sentiment that self-care isn't for you. Self-care matters, and the confident woman practices it. She creates a system of self-care because she recognizes that her self-care is an expression of her self-worth. Because the things that you value, you take care of. The things that you hold in high regard, you take care of. And the confident woman knows that she values herself, so that she is not just going to say, oh, I'm going to do self-care, but she's going to design her life in a way so that self-care always happens. She's going to create a system. Maybe that means she's going to schedule it. She's going to put it on her calendar. And it's non-negotiable time. Because she knows that the way that she expresses value for herself is in how she takes care of herself. And also that creates the standard for who she attracts in her life. Because if she's not taking care of herself, then she probably feels bad about herself, whether she wants to admit it or not. And because she doesn't hold herself in high regard, she attracts people that confirm her beliefs. That's why this piece about self-care is so important. That's why it makes sense to create a system instead of just saying, oh, well, I just do it, when I get time. No, you make the time. Because when you are intentional about expressing how much you value yourself, you will show everybody around you that is your standard. And if they can't rise to that standard, then that's okay. They just need to stay on the other side of your gate. That's the fourth characteristic of a confident woman. And this last one that I want to share with you all, the confident woman, especially in 2020, going into 2021, she embraces disruption for the promise of reinvention. Here's the thing. Here's the stuff that people don't say when we're talking about, the confidence and all of these nice conversations. People don't talk about the rumbles on the road to reinvention. People don't talk about the hard decisions that have to be made, or the hard conversations that have to be had, or the hard work that has to be done in order to create the new thing. We focus on the new thing, but we don't really talk about the journey to get there. And the confident woman recognizes that sometimes she's going to have to dismantle her current existence or her current environment and build up something new. That means she's going to have to get dirty. That means it's going to be difficult. And that means she might be doing it by herself. But it's worth it. She embraces the disruption for the promise of the reinvention. And I know some of you are like, well, but Mo, like, I don't have to do all of that because I'm good with where things are in my life right now. And that's great. What I'm talking about here is the difference between being content and becoming complacent. That's the difference. Content is, you know what? This is good. I'm good here. You're also thinking, what can expand upon this? Complacent, on the other hand, is just, I'm good. I'm not going to try for anything else. This is enough for me. The confident woman knows that the journey means that that where she is isn't the end of the road for her. There's more. There's more life that she can live. There's more relationships that she can enjoy. There's a more fulfilling level that she's pursuing. Yes, this is good. Honor this and decide that she'll pursue the higher level of fulfillment. So those are the 5 characteristics of a confident woman that I believe will allow us to finish 2020 in the right direction, moving in the right direction, aiming in the right direction, and set us up for elevation on a new level in 2021. Because this year has beat us up. Okay? This year has been blah. Like it's been historical for good and for bad. And we have been, everything and the kitchen sink has been thrown at us to make us feel helpless and to make us feel small and to make us feel inconsequential in this world. And what I know is that regardless of everything that has happened this year and will continue to happen, our self-worth, our self-esteem, our confidence is 100% within our control. So I choose, even with everything that's happening right now, that has happened this year, that will probably happen between now and the end of the year, I choose to take control of what I can control and run full steam ahead by changing that. So I hope that you'll take these 5 characteristics, rewatch this video, write them down, and evaluate yourself. And then, after you've done the evaluation, choose to fill your own gaps. Because we're all going to identify some gaps. Like, let's just keep it 100. We're all going to identify some gaps. We're all going to recognize, yeah, I could have done better with that, or I haven't even been paying that any attention this year. The beautiful thing about this conversation is we will have an opportunity to fill our gaps. And I hope that you take it. I hope that you choose to do that for yourself. And like I said at the top, I hope, again, even in the journey, even if you recognize that you are 0 for 5, which I doubt you are, you will choose to activate your joy as you move through the process. Because again, you know what the treasure is on the other side. And that's worth it. So I thank you all so much for tuning in. We have one more Mondays with Mo before the end of 2020. And I'm going to have some interesting things to share next week. I'm excited just for everything that 2021 is going to bring for us. I'm excited just to be here on this day in 2020 because there are a lot of people who are not here. So even this moment is a blessing, and I honor it for what it is. So I thank you so much for being a part of this community. If you have watched this and there's a woman that came to mind when I read any of those characteristics, I would encourage you to share this with her and be the type of woman that creates space for other women to take up space in their own lives. That's what this everything is about. So thank you all so much. If you have questions, comments, anything, drop them in the comments, drop your takeaways, and let's keep this conversation going. So until next time, if I don't see you before now, and Merry Christmas to you and your loved ones. Like I said, I hope you are choosing joy in this season because it's really easy to choose something else. It's really easy. It will be totally understandable to choose something else. I hope you will choose to choose joy. So until my next broadcast, I will catch you all later. Bye.